Okay, welcome back to tonight's stream and video. Today we're going to go over or talk about, should you buy a Tesla Model Y or 3 or even an S or X right now, or should you wait? We'll go over a couple of reasons why I think you should probably wait, and then of course we'll go over a couple of reasons on why I think you should just go ahead and buy a Tesla as well. But before we get into it, please hit that like and subscribe. Really goes a long way in supporting the channel. And today's video is sponsored by my Tesla consulting call. If you don't know what to do with buying or selling or even financing a Tesla, you can schedule a call with me down below in the Calendly link. It only takes 15 minutes, and you'll also get a link to my buying resource guide. Sorry, the call is 15 minutes, but it only takes a second to sign up for a call. You also get a link to my buying, selling, and financing resource guide, which has all the links to everything that I use and all my resources that I use to buy, get a good deal, and even get good financing as well. So definitely check it out in the description below, but let's get into the video. So Tesla Model 3 and Tesla Model Y. Before you start to say that you can't even get this car if you wanted to right now, you actually can get it pretty soon. As we discovered last night or a couple days ago, with the Model 3 and the Model Y, if you placed an order, you'll probably get it in Q3 or even Q4 of this year. So even like with the Model 3 right now, if you place an order, they say your delivery will be about October or December of this year. And if you went to a Model Y, it's about the same. If you purchase a Model Y long range, it's going to be December or April of next year, but December of this year. But if you bump to a performance, Tesla's going to want to deliver that car to you because it's a higher revenue car and more profit per vehicle, I guess. And they're going to want to deliver it to you in September or in October of this year. But these two vehicles, of course, we're going to focus on the S and the X. There's plenty of Model S's out there that you can get, especially the Plaid. The X is a little bit tougher, but I bet if you ordered or put one in the queue, Tesla will try and deliver one of those vehicles to you this year as well, especially if it's a Plaid. But the Model 3 and the Model Y, we'll focus on that, and because that's what most people can afford, including myself, and that's what probably people are debating on. Should they buy it this year or wait for the next year? So the first reason on the Model Y, if you were interested in buying a Model Y, one thing to wait is, yes, a couple days ago, Tesla actually released that they released a 50K Model Y in Europe. And this is the standard range version that was actually released earlier in the US as well for $50,000. And they kind of took it away because Elon thought there wasn't enough range. But I think this Model Y might actually come to America at some point, maybe next year when they announce all the tax credit. So that might be a slamming deal if Tesla can actually sell that for $50,000, especially with a tax credit. But that's one reason, if you're looking for the Model Y specifically, the Model Y short range or standard range might be a deal for you. The other reason why you might want to wait and actually not buy now is with the Model 3. Of course, this is already pretty much known by now, but you cannot order a Model 3 long range. It just is grayed out completely, and it's available in 2023. People are speculating this is, of course, due to the tax credit that they're trying to figure out how to make it work with that. But Tesla is trying to figure out how to actually make the tax credit work with these vehicles, and they're probably not going to announce anything at all until January 1st because they don't want to mess with any of the sales. So the tax credit is kind of like that second reason why you might want to wait. And of course, here's a link to the IRS or the fueleconomy.gov that goes through all the other types of vehicles that are out there. But that's another reason why you would want to wait and not buy a Tesla now, is because you want to play the tax credit game. But it's a lot of unknowns right now, and we're probably not going to hear from Tesla until January 1st of next year due to the pending sales. But another reason why you might not want to buy a Tesla, and this is kind of funny because I've been such a Tesla fanboy for the past 3 vehicles. I had 3 so far, a Model 3, a Model Y, and most recently a Model S. But I'm starting to think that maybe the electric vehicle Tesla play or equation doesn't make sense anymore. And I know I might be, pissing a lot of people off that watch my channel a lot, but I'm still a big fan. I'm trying to get the best deal and drive Teslas. But sometimes you just got to call it for what it is. And one vehicle to kind of take a look at to compare it to is the ES Hybrid. It starts at $43,000 for a base one. You can find them pretty, all over the place for $44,000. And so to compare this, a vehicle that gets 44 miles per gallon, of course on premium, to a Tesla Model Y short standard range at 47, are you really going to save $4,000 or even $2,000 to $3,000 in gas over your lifetime? That's where you have to kind of take how much do you actually drive and put it over the time frame of the gas prices in your area. If you're in California, you might be able to get to that break-even point within a year or two, but not if you were going with the old price Model 3 long range. That's almost a $10,000 difference from like an ES Hybrid to a Model 3 long range. Now, of course, if gas keeps going up and things start to trend back, then of course a Tesla, especially a Tesla Model 3, is going to make a lot of sense. And definitely if the tax credit comes back, the Model 3 standard range or rear-wheel drive standard range at 46 or 47 minus the $7,500 tax credit, if it gets the full amount, is going to be a slamming deal. So that's kind of another reason why you might not want to consider it. You might want to just get into a hybrid vehicle in the meantime until prices start to cool down or they actually announce the tax credit. Because the other thing with the tax credit is the tax credit becomes point of sale in 2024, whereas in 2023, it's still going to be a rebate based upon your taxes and how you file and all that stuff. So if you did play the waiting game, you could literally get a $7,500 discount right at the point of sale if the Tesla qualifies and if you bought it in 2024. So there's a lot of ifs. But basically, to drum it down to another reason why you might not want to buy a Tesla right now is you might just want to wait a few months, because right now, if you put an order in for a Tesla Model 3 or a Model Y and they deliver it to you within the next few months, you're going to get a model year 2022 version. And so with that, since you're getting a 2022 version, you're basically already getting a year old one, because model year 2023s start to get produced in that November to December range. And so if you're basically getting a 1-year-old car, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but it can hurt you when it comes to depreciation or quick depreciation when you drive it right off the lot, because you're already basically getting a 1-year-old car. And with Teslas, the compression is a little bit smaller, so Teslas are in demand regardless, especially if you bought it at old price points. But as 2023 models start to roll off the line, especially in January, February, and March, and there's more out there and people trying to flip them, the 22 model, even though there's no difference at all, people are just going to think there is, and there's going to be less value on them. So you might just want to wait to get a 2023 version, because then you'll have all year next year to be able to drive that and not lose as much money at all. And you can kind of see this in the auction values. So right now, this is the Manheim report for auction values for dealer to dealer wholesales. And this, we have it set at 2022 Tesla Model Y long range. And down here, you can actually see the sales. This last one, actually, these couple that ran today, of course, 11,000 miles at 66,000. 11,000 miles is a ton of miles. But these two rounder are very interesting. An 89-mile version sold for $68,500 and a 474-mile version sold at $68,000. So prices are definitely starting to trend down, and they'll start to trend down even more as we get further into the 2023 model year. So that's another reason why you might want to wait and to try and time it to get a 2023. But if you're holding the car for 3, 4, even 5 years, that really doesn't matter at all. This is really if you're holding for like a year or so and you don't want to lose any money, you want to drive it, save some gas essentially, and drive it for free. So to 2023, to recap, because it's a pretty important point and a lot of people don't actually know it, the 2023 model year changeover, those vehicles actually get produced in November and December, and they'll start to deliver in maybe that December timeframe. And you can actually tell by what digit of the VIN, if you just want to Google what it's like the 7th or 10th digit or something like that, it's a letter or number. It tells you what year it actually was produced in, or model year. And some of them, it's weird because it'll get produced in December, but it'll be the next year model year. So that's another thing. If you want to wait, the values of a 2022 will decrease immediately once 2023s come out. And so to recap, the reason why you should not buy right now is the model year changeover, the potential tax credit, You can't even get a Model 3 long range right now, even if you wanted to. And the potential, I think, conspiracy, it might think that there's going to be a Model Y short range or standard range coming out next year just for Tesla to really hammer it down. Because if Tesla can come out with a $50,000 Model Y standard range and it gets some sort of credit, or even if it doesn't, $50K for a Model Y standard range is a amazing deal in my opinion, and that would sell like hotcakes because it would basically be Model 3 prices, but you get a bigger car. Now, some of the reasons why you shouldn't buy or you should buy a Tesla right now is, of course, if you need a car. If your income is based on how much you drive or you need it to go for work, then of course you should just buy a car no matter what. Another thing is if you need autopilot. Autopilot is it's a great feature. I certainly have gotten used to it by just getting on the highway, throwing on autopilot and just relaxing for my drives, especially if I have like a 30 minute to 1 hour drive. It's just that little bit where I can just sit back, relax, and let my car or my Tesla take me to the destination where I can just not have to deal with all the micro moments. And of course, why you should really take delivery is if you have a old, lower price point reservation, you're pretty much in the money no matter what, especially if you have it, like if you bought it when it was like a Model 3 at like the 50K range or the lower 50s, or a Model Y definitely in the mid 50K range. I would buy that 100% all day because you're in the money. If you needed to exit out of it or sell it, or you can even drive it for a whole year and probably not lose any money at all. But yeah, those are my reasons on why you probably should not buy a Tesla. And those are my reasons on why you probably should buy a Tesla. But let's go ahead and get into the questions. Yalfoma, welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you're having a good night. JV Text Rose, hey, I had a call with you a couple of days ago. My mom's performance Model Y delivery is updated to September 21st to October 5th. How accurate it is? When should I get the VIN? It is going to New Jersey. So September 21st to October 5th, you'll probably get a VIN within the next couple of weeks. It usually pops up anywhere from like 2 to 3 weeks before the actual delivery date. So that's probably when you'll actually get the VIN. You'll just kind of have to watch out for that, and that's really it. But you're getting close really soon. They're probably trying to push for that quarter end sale, and these next couple of weeks are really going to see if you're going to actually take delivery this month or it's going to be pushed out to the next quarter. So that's kind of what it is. But welcome back, JV Tech Reviews. Well, I had a nice call with you the other day with my Tesla coaching call. So thank you for coming back to the stream. And if you have any other questions, feel free to put it in the comments. But those are my reasons on why you probably should not buy a Tesla or should buy a Tesla. Let me know what you guys' thoughts on that. Comment down below if you have any other questions or in the chat. And let me know, do you have a pending order right now that you're kind of debating on, or if you want to push to next year because of the tax credit, or are you just going to take delivery because you've been waiting for years and you just want to drive your Tesla now? I definitely know the feeling. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video /stream. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.